base or Baneling bust it. So he's going to be quite safe for quite some time, and only just now getting his Psychor online. So that's how effective that harassment was, that it's forced Nirvana to lay down 5 cannons, which he normally wouldn't see. And he still doesn't have Warp Gate research because he doesn't have his Cybernetics core online. So despite 7 pulling, which is usually not so great, it's worked out pretty good for Moonglade. He's in a pretty comfortable position and can macro up quite effectively, getting both Evo chambers down and bringing on now online +1 upgrades so far. So, and he's got his Roach Horn down, and he's upgrading speed there as well. So he's going to be looking to go from speedlings into fast Roaches. So I'd imagine he might even think about throwing down a Hydrogen at some point, depending on what his scouts see. But at this point, there's not much to see from Nirvana's point of view. He's only just getting Warp Gates online now, and he's just sitting on his Cannon Wall because he invested so heavily into that and pumping into his economy right now. So this is a bit degenerating into a bit of a macro fest, but we can see that gold expansion kicking in from Moonglade. He's up at 1500 over 940 with 51 harvesters over 31. So despite the fact that Nirvana transitioned pretty nicely into a reasonably timed expansion, Moonglade's just 3-basing here, and he has his, look at these sneaky Zerglings in the bush, but he has his gold expansion online and his natural starting to get humming now, so he's in pretty good shape, especially once he starts spreading this creep a bit further and can get that speed bonus to reinforce the center of the map. He's going to be in fantastic shape, and it's going to be basically dependent on whatever Nirvana can tech into. But Nirvana's just been so harassed, he hasn't really got that much tech online yet, and he's just sitting back on Warp Gate, so he's transitioning into 4 Gate, and he's destroying his wall in. Oh, this is quite unfortunate. Without Warp Gate online, he's going to have to destroy that, so bit of an unfortunate situation there for Nirvana. He's just been so harassed and so thrown off by this build by Moonglade. And this is an interesting thing that you see at high level, is you won't always see super macro orientated builds. You will see cheese thrown in just to mix it up, just to keep your opponent guessing, especially when you're such high profile player that there's a lot of games out there, such as this one, out there that your competitors can look up, and there's a lot of information on your playstyles. You just want to mix it up and just throw something from left field at him, which is what Moonglade has done. So really interested to find out if Nirvana is going to be able to transition into something to hold him. And he's looking, throwing down 2 more gateways and a robotics facility, so looking to go heavy ground and then possibly into Colossi. But he's going to be up against Roaches, so maybe just Immortals, because they will do really well against these Roaches, but it's going to be very delayed. He's only getting his Robo's facility now, and there's a ton of Roaches already on the map. And Moonglade getting his Hydras online now, so he can get his Hydra Roach Ball, which is a nice combination. So he is going for Immortals and throwing down that Twilight Council so he can get Blinkstalkers or Charge Lots. But at this point, he's really behind the 8 ball, because this production from Moonglade is just massive right now, and this economic advantage is still up there, especially with his natural online. And despite this good saturation Nirvana's got, this gold expansion is just giving Moonglade such a really good boost right now. So I'm not sure if Nirvana is going to be able to hold this right now. It looks like Moonglade positioning himself to think about attacking right there, just getting a few Overseers online just in case some kind of Dark Templar cheese comes online. They're always good to have, so he can drop Changelings for scouting as well. So at this point, Nirvana's just happy to turtle, desperately trying to get his Robotech online. He's getting attacked now though. Looks like Moonglade's not interested. He's pushing straight out into this wall. It's a really strong position for Protoss. Force field's going off, kind of cuts his army in half. Bunch of Roaches go down, but there's just so many. These Roaches are nicely stuck. Pocket, their range is not that great, so they're stuck right now, but they've shredded the pylon. Moonglade's got all these cannons offline, forced to retreat to his ramp right here. This is a terrible situation for Nirvana. There's just so many units for Moonglade, and they're streaming into his base, trying to hold at the ramp here, but he's getting slowly worn down. This Immortal being worn down, despite that extra damage to the Roach. He might be able to snipe that Roach, but that's about it. More units pouring in from Moonglade. He's just reinforcing it, even bringing Overlords to join in the party here. So this is a terrible situation for Nirvana, who calls GG. And that was a really interesting game. Was not expecting Moonglade to open with a 7 pool, which Nirvana defended really well, but the constant Zergling harassment just threw Nirvana off his game, and he was forced to throw up this defensive position, which Moonglade just was like, alright, fine, I'm going to macro up and take the map, which worked out so well, and delayed Nirvana so much. So really, really good game there.